I remember going to sleep at night without a blanket, not being able to find a towel. And I remember going home after school many times and not finding anything in the fridge to eat or in the cupboard. I used to eat cereal a lot, cereal for breakfast, cereal for dinner.
Aunties and Uncles, it's a support and mentoring program for the younger children, the 1 to 12s. Often these families, they don't have any extended support network, so what we try and do is just to show them another way of living, and it just helps to keep the families together too, because they are at risk for a whole variety of reasons of getting into that social welfare cycle.
Yeah, should be good swimming weather. I was very fortunate when I was about 9 years of age to have been assigned an auntie and uncle through the Aunties and Uncles program. Couples who give you sort of respite care on the weekends and other times if it's required.
Okay, shall we do our stuff here?
I spent a lot of weekends with Alan and Kathy, and it was good because I saw the normal workings of a household. Alan and Kathy would wash their clothes on the weekend and iron them, and I was provided with meals. So it just gave me a bit of an insight to what a sort of normal household is like.
I became ambassador for Aunties and Uncles. It'll be probably nearly 8 years ago now, and I was very excited to be part of it in the early stages and to see the growth in the charity, especially over the last couple of years.
I met up with Jill and the social worker at the time and found out a bit more about it, and did my interviews, and the social worker, after she met me, she said, "I've got just the person for you." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Toby is 8 years old. He's 9 later this year. He's really into his sport. He likes his rugby league and he likes to run, which we have issues with because I don't do running.
It's not too cold, is it?
Oh, beautiful.
It's much better than I thought it would be.
Oh.
The day that we met Heath, he was 9, and we met him with his mother in a local park. I felt very nervous. Neither of us had children, so we were feeling, well, is this child going to take to us or not? And then I heard Heath say to his friend, "That's my auntie and uncle there." And it was a great moment, and it was a great beginning for us.
We made the decision to become an aunt and an uncle, it would be a good 5 years ago now, and we have a nephew, David. When he first joined our family, he was only 9 and our little bloke was only 3. And right from when they very first met, we'd explained to Jimmy that he was about to gain a new cousin, which got him very confused, didn't know if he was a brother or a cousin or what. But first time he met David, he just sort of threw his arms around his legs and said, "Oh, David," and they've just been really close ever since.
Well, our 3 nieces that we had in the program have all now moved on and have grown up, and because that was about 6.5, 7 years ago, and they've all grown up and sort of gone on to bigger and better things, which is great.
Our nephew now is technically out of the program because he's going on 15 this year, but David's just become a part of our family, and it's just been really lovely just to see the development and changes in David as he's got to know us better and we've got to know him as well.
Despite everything I've been through and the barriers that I've had, I've been able to secure a job at Gaydon's law firm, which is a top 10 law firm in the country. And that's been my whole purpose of the things that I've done over the years, is to convince society that these things don't have to be shackles. 16th floor.
Well, after the government support, fell away, we obviously now we're trying to raise money to keep the program ignited. We have 2 social workers that need to be funded each year, and they obviously go out and look for, obviously, to reignite aunties and uncles to nieces and nephews. So to be able to align those 2 together is pretty important. It's a long process, and the social workers do a fantastic job.
We are totally self-funded, so any fundraising we do, it falls on a very small number of shoulders.
Well, it's obviously a great number of volunteers that help out in the Aunties and Uncles program, and it's important that continues, whether it be a small amount of help or signing on to be a auntie and uncle, and just or it's donations. It's only a very small charity. We don't want to be a massive charity moving forward. We want to be sustainable enough that over the next 5 to 10 years that the program has sufficient funds to be able to move forward and still create this mentoring program for the children, and so it's very important, especially in South East Queensland.
Heath is one of my heroes, one of my big heroes. So I'm very proud. Yeah, very proud of Heath.
One of my major goals in my life is to actually get married and have a family and become a good father. And that will signal the fact that I've completely broken the cycle.